Hey guys, happy Valentine's Day. Yep, it's a Valentine's Day stream. Yep, you're right. It's a Valentine's Day stream. And no, I didn't get a single Valentine today. But fuck. He have sex for me, but it won't suck for all of you guys. Yeah. I forgot. Oh, no. I thought it was be on my stream. Irritated me. Like, oh, I can just record myself, I can't do that all day. I can't react to stream to my own stream all day. Just only when I feel like it. Hey, episode 3. Episode 3, 2 gay cats by Tub.
What's changed since last year's model? We were with the trackpad this time around. Then how are you supposed to use it? You buy the trackpad accessory.
Broke.
Oh, don't look now, but the strays are literally right behind you. I'm not doing the strays. I said no look! Yes, the strays. You see, if Rocco just happens to look at you the wrong way, he chase you out the city with vacuums. I don't ever want to hear that sound again, Paul. They just look like kids you went to school with. No. Our school's like, these guys, they're cool. Cool? Duh. Not to mention those sweet leather jackets. They really can smell me sometimes, you know that? It's still crazy seeing them in person.
Fuck.
Oh shit, I'm sorry. I have to buy you a new one. show you
All right, I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back.
Earl King's questions. In case you don't know who Earl is, he's a mascot of my fully branded exists, and every single dollar I get is budgeted is going right back into episode 4. You can find him over at earlisexist.com. You can also support by going to patreon.com/tub, and there you'll see many perks such as being able to draw
You'll see corn there.
and also being able to be a guest voice actor. And again, with all that money, it goes directly into the next episode. With that being said, happy Valentine's Day, and please stay safe.
I am staying safe.
I was born with wings.
I am staying safe. Thanks, Toby. I am staying safe right now.
Now, with Bimzelix,
Not doing anything illegal. I'm just playing. I'm not doing anything illegal right now. I just a joke. It's just an inside joke. Yeah, it's a bad inside joke though. Yep, Valentine's Day stream.
So,
I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. I'm back. I am back. Let's get the stream go for. I'm gonna let the stream go for 1 hour and 20 seconds. Not 20 seconds. I meant 20 minutes.
You're my best friend's wife. Reach in there. All right. Yeah, you go in and get that. Show that fishy who's boss.
Hey, Quagmire.
Well, we'll have to do this again sometime. You name the time and the place, little man.
Hey, you hear that? Why? Sounds like someone screaming. Loretta's in trouble. Come on, boy. Holy. We should go. Well, for a large, heavy-set black guy, Cleveland's got a cute little white ass. That wasn't Cleveland. It was some white guy.
What was that? Shut up and put some more of that sugar in my bowl.
Loretta Brown is having an affair. Good Lord.
No. God, I'm screwed. This is worse than that time I had to fess up to the nation. My fellow Americans, I have not been entirely truthful with you. I did deducity that year. I geschmolgity her geflavity with my goodness. And I am sorry. Any idea who was beating?
No, we didn't see his face. Your wife's cheating on you. What? Brian and I walked into your house, and she was with some guy going, bam, bam, bam. And then she's all, oh, yeah, bam, bam. Loretta, is it true what they're saying?
I'm a woman, Cleveland. I need some passion in my life.
Well, I admit after a long day at work, I don't always come home with that real DTO nice, that nice mentality. And for that, I apologize.
I cheat on you and you apologize to me? Cleveland Brown, you are pathetic.
Loretta kicked me out.
Oh, Cleveland, I am so sorry. You can stay here as long as you like.
Now, what he needs right now is a revenge lay. And I know just who to talk to.
All right, I caught a fish. Oh, sorry, I'm a fish.
That's good. Good.
Aw, this Steven's a cutie pie. And to summon you, I need...
Whoa, virgin's blood? Nice chicken? Is that a tampon? Poser. Everyone knows devil worshippers free bleed.
Tears of an innocence.
Jack, you dream.
Jack, my mom thinks your hat is stupid. I heard her say,
Oh,
slaughter a red fox. I can't do that. Hey, Haley, still down there being a poser?
What? You gonna tell us about that? I got it. So, I'm gonna pack it up and move to another place. Wait, you can't leave me. Haven't you heard? You're supposed to stick by your father and sickness and in hell. What's from Mary comes? Marry me, son. I'm moving out. You see that? The dummy of my Lord is abandoning his father. Uh-oh, I think I'm having a heart attack. This is the big one, Elizabeth. I'm coming to join you out here.
Well, I didn't slaughter it, but I am stepping on its tail. This is gotta be good enough. Aw, this Steven's a cutie pie. And to summon you, I need...
whoa, virgin's blood? Nice chicken? Is that a tampon? Poser. Everyone knows devil worshippers free bleed.
Tears of an innocence.
Jack, you dream.
Jack, my mom thinks your hat is stupid. I heard her say,
Oh,
slaughter a red fox. I can't do that. Hey, Haley, still down there being a poser?
What? You gonna tell us about that? I got it. So, I'm gonna pack it up and move to another place. Wait, you can't leave me. Haven't you heard? You're supposed to stick by your father and sickness and in hell. What's from Mary comes? Marry me, son. I'm moving out. You see that? The dummy of my Lord is abandoning his father. Uh-oh, I think I'm having a heart attack. This is the big one, Elizabeth. I'm coming to join you out here.
Well, I didn't slaughter it, but I am stepping on its tail. This is gotta be good enough. Aw, this Steven's a cutie pie. And to summon you, I need...
whoa, virgin's blood?
My right lung has suffered a sizable puncture. My subclavian arteries completely severed. I've got 4 cracked ribs, not to mention my humerus and carpals are pretty much shot.
Or whether that's still something. I'm sorry, I really don't know. What are we doing? Well, I'm just asking questions. Right.
God damn.
My right lung has suffered a sizable puncture. subclavian arteries completely severed. I've got 4 cracked ribs, not to mention my humerus and...
No, that's crazy, bro. That's crazy. Bored as fuck on Valentine's Day. Often all days, why Valentine's Day that I get bored of. I don't know why. I don't know why.
Shivering. An assassination is the murdering of someone who is usually fairly famous by some...
Oh, we're gonna react to something crazy. We are gonna react to something crazy on it. I have something better we can react to. Hold up. Hold up, give me a sec. Give me a sec, you guys gotta love it. You guys are gonna love it. Hold up. Let me turn the camera on. Don't mind the mess. Don't mind a little bit of the mess. You gotta like it. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Globes Atlantis. Official music video out now.
The power to save lives is within you.
What after this dumbass had.
You get paid for your time.
I did not care about Zello. I did not care.
Yo, Denton, what do you want, Krabs? I'm busy. Dick, listen.
It's about to go hard. This
Yeah,
shit's...
I know, but what do you want me to do about it? I don't want you to do anything. I want us to. No one fucking hates you more than me. But even you know that we gotta work together to sort this shit out. I know, but we're spun on each other so much. There's so much, you know. I know. There's a lot of pain there, me boy. Which is why we need a little bonding time. How about a boys' trip too? Say it, Krabs. Say it. Why don't we go to fucking Atlantis, me boy?
Oh yeah, baby. Let's... go top, sorry.
Alright, Denton. Let's break the fucking internet. Let's get him.
Gang! Hey! Hey! I had some Squidward make an appearance to this. Goddamn. Hey. This sound of the song kind of reminds me of that one song that was on the Blur channel. It was like a Shrek and Donkey song called My Swamp. That's what the song sounds like though. That's what the song fucking sounds like to me. I don't know if the song sounds like that to anyone else, but that's what the song sounds like to me. Yeah, right. Damn right. Hey. Yeah, everyone's a cook these days. Hey. Hell, Patrick's going hard at this. They're gonna scam me. Hey. Hey. Look at all the money going out. Hey, this sounds great. Are they gambling? That's crazy. Oh, that's a band for a second. Like, what the fuck that? There's no difference that. Okay. Why is this the globe type beats on YouTube? I think they're high as fuck right now. Yeah, I would never saw the day where they would work all together in one team. I would think that, just smoking blunts.
Vitamins get all the credit.
Yeah, that was a fire song though. Do you guys think that was a fire song, right? That was a pretty fire song. Well, this their last song before this was Lois. If you guys ever saw that one, that song was also fire as well. Mostly all the songs are fire, pretty low key though. All my songs are pretty fire though. Can you beat FNAF by doing absolutely nothing? That seems like an odd statement.
Five Nights at Freddy's is yeah, we're not doing this bit. We all know what Five Nights at Freddy's is, and we all know about the various challenges that you can complete, including not using any of the game's resources, beating stupidly hard max modes, or even beating the game by doing absolutely nothing. Or can you? You see, everyone knows that by setting the frame rate to 1 FPS on Five Nights at Freddy's 1, you can beat the entire game, including 420 mode, without doing anything. But what if you didn't want to do that? What if that was too easy? What if you wanted to do it legit without any glitches or any exploits? What if you just spawned into the office and never ever touched the mouse or keyboard and just want to take an hour-long nap? Would you come back to a night 5 paycheck? Well, that is what the point of today's video is. Is it possible to beat Five Nights at Freddy's by doing absolutely nothing? And when I say Five Nights at Freddy's, I mean Five Nights at Freddy's 1, Five Nights at Freddy's 2, and Five Nights at Freddy's 3, as these three games are the most RNG dependent of the games and are probably the most well known and interesting, plus the only ones that are actually possible to beat by doing absolutely nothing. Technically, we will get into that, trust me. But with that, let's not waste any more time and begin with FNAF 1. So the original Five Nights at Freddy's has been dissected from top to bottom, and I'm sure everyone and their mother knows about CB+, or, like I mentioned before, how if you set the frame rate to 1 FPS, you can beat the game by doing absolutely nothing. However, both of these methods are really boring and break our pre-established rules, so we're going to have to look a little deeper. Now, in Five Nights at Freddy's 1, there are only 4 animatronics that we have to deal with. And these 4 definitely have the most well-known AI in the entire series. I don't really need to explain it. But for that one person in the back who doesn't know how they work, welcome to Five Nights at Freddy's Animatronic AI Explained, brought to you by Jericho Games. Every animatronic we'll be dissecting in this video work on what are called movement opportunities. Every 5 seconds or so, depending on the game, each animatronic will generate a random number between 1 and 20 and compare that number to their AR level. If the random number is less or equal to the animatronic's AI, then the animatronics will be allowed to move. However, if their number is greater than their AR level, they will not move. That means that each animatronic will have an AI and 20 chance to move, which is pretty much how every single animatronic works. They all work on a 0 to 20 AI system. There are a few exceptions, but we will cross them when we get to them. One exception is that the animatronics only have a 6.5% chance of being subscribed to this channel, just like you guys. But this can be changed by you just simply hitting that subscribe button to help us hit 100,000 subscribers, as well as have a better chance of dealing with the animatronics. And that has been Five Nights at Freddy's Animatronic AI Explained. Now that we know how the animatronics work, let's talk about beating FNAF 1 by doing nothing. So at a base level, every animatronic in this game is unable to attack the player unless the camera is flipped up. Bonnie, Chica, and Freddy's movement chances mean absolutely nothing for this video, since as long as you don't open up the camera, none of them can kill you. However, there is one animatronic that is a wild card, and of course, that is Foxy. It's Foxy. I mean, come on, you guys should know this. Foxy does not care about the cameras being up. If the door is open, Foxy will jump in. So the next logical step is that you close the door whenever Foxy is about to hit the door. However, there is a second part of Foxy's mechanic, which is the amount of power that he takes each time he hits the door. And this is going to cause some problems, since if Foxy ends up hitting the door enough times, he can take an insane amount of power. Foxy takes 1% the first time he hits the door, and then for each hit after that, he takes an additional 5%. And this stacks with each time he hits the door, meaning that he takes 16% power once he hits the door a fourth time, which is a stupid amount to lose. I mean, this bit doesn't really mean anything, since the whole point of the challenge is that we, don't move, so closing the door means nothing, but it's just something to take in mind. Now, another added bit of complexity is to the fact that Foxy actually gains an AI level at 3 AM and at 4 AM, meaning that even on night 1, Foxy will have an AI of 2 by the end of the night. Now, to calculate all the chances of being able to beat FNAF 1 by doing absolutely nothing, we have to look at Foxy's AI levels for each night in order to make our final calculations. On night 1, Foxy's AI level is 0, but by 4 AM it's raised to 2. On night 2, he has an AI level of 1, but by 4 AM it's raised to 3. Night 3, he has an AI level of 2 and 4 by 4 AM. Night 4, he has an AI level of 6 and 8 by 4 AM. Night 5, he has an AI level of 5 and 6 by 4 AM. And for the hell of it, on night 6, he has an AI level of 6 and 8 by 4 AM. So looking at these numbers, nights 3 and 6 are going to be the least likely. But let's actually do the math. Foxy gets a movement opportunity every 5.01 seconds, meaning that throughout an entire Five to Freddy's 1 night, which is 8 minutes and 55 seconds, or 535 seconds, we divide that by the 5.01 seconds to find that Foxy will have a total of 106.78 movement opportunities, but we can round up to 106 chances to move throughout the night. For night 1, Foxy only has 53 movement opportunities. However, something we have to consider is the fact that Foxy only has to succeed in 3 movements before he can attack the player. In our hypothetical run, he can only be successful with 2, since if he makes the 3rd movement, he will be on a completely different system, where he has 25 seconds where he will wait and check if the door is open or not. So we just have to assume that Foxy will only make it to stage 3 throughout our run, which is where he is out of the cove, but not completely out of the camera. So with this, we subtract 2 from the total movements that we have to work with. So from there, we can start plugging our numbers to figure out the chances. Now, please keep in mind, I suck at math, so if I get anything wrong, don't beat me up, please. I'll leave mistakes in the comments below, I swear. Anyways, night 1 is obviously possible to beat by doing absolutely nothing. But the actual chance is 1 in 15, which is actually quite low, but very possible to do. But suddenly, we have some problems. This is night 1, where there is only a possible 53 movement opportunities for Foxy to move. And even if we subtract 2 movements of that, it goes from a 1 in 15 to a 1 in 13.5 chance. So from here on out, things are going to get ugly really fast. Night 2 ups the stakes quite a bit, with there only being a 1 in 233 chance, which doesn't sound that bad, but you have the same chance of being diagnosed with schizophrenia than you do to beat FNAF 1's Night 2 without doing anything. Which, to be fair, actually attempting to beat this game without doing anything would ironically make you lose your mind, but things are only going to get worse from here. So Night 3 is where the numbers start to get a bit crazy. The chance of beating FNAF 1's Night 3 by doing absolutely nothing is a 1 in 76,000 chance, which is crazy, but it gets even worse. Night 4 is where the numbers go from being crazy to borderline unimaginable. So the chance of beating Night 4 of FNAF 1 without doing any actions, being completely AFK, is 1 in 26 quadrillion. You have more of a chance of winning in a row than beating FNAF 1's Night 4 without ever touching the mouse or keyboard. And this also has the same chance as Night 6, since Foxy has the same AI on Night 4 as on Night 6. Night 5 is, oh my god, 1 in 19 trillion chance. 1 in 26 quadrillion chance, but it's still absolutely insane to think about. However, now I want to address a very interesting question that I'm sure a lot of you have. What is the chance to beat FNAF 1 without doing anything? Like, what is the chance of beating nights 1 to 5 in a row without ever dying if you do absolutely nothing? Now strap yourself in, because this number gets ridiculous. Taking our 1 in 53, our 1 in 76,000, a 1 in 26 quadrillion, and a 1 in 19 trillion, and adding it all together, we get the disgustingly large number of 1 in 131 undecadillion. Now, how big is 131 undecadillion? It's 131, with just a small amount of 36 zeros. 1 million is only 6 zeros. A billion is only 9 zeros. This is 36 zeros. The chance of beating this challenge is so large and so unlikely that life as we know it would have ceased to exist and the universe would no longer exist. So now that I've just made you guys think about your own mortality, let's talk about the elephant in the room, 420 mode. Unfortunately, there is no way to beat 420 mode by doing absolutely nothing, since at 20 AI, every animatronic, including Foxy, will have a 100% chance to move on every single movement opportunity. So if you don't do anything, Foxy will kill you exactly 40.03 seconds after the night starts. So there is no way that you can beat this night by doing absolutely nothing, which means you cannot 100% Five to Freddy's 1 by doing absolutely nothing. But you could theoretically beat nights 1 to 5 if you got incredibly lucky, or literally had an infinite amount of time. And well, yes, there is some wiggle room with Foxy having certain opportunities, and yes, it is technically possible to beat Five to Freddy's 1 while only showing the left door. Exploits and glitches are probably going to be needed to beat this game by doing nothing. But even then, why would you want to do that? But anyways, let's now move on to probably the most interesting game for this video, Five Nights at Freddy's 2. Five Nights at Freddy's 2 is a very different game compared to the original one, having 11 characters to FNAF 1's 4, and also having them mostly do the exact same thing. I mean, you know, very original. However, for this video, there are only two main characters that we need to actually address, them being the Puppet and Withered Foxy. Every other character is we can't kill you unless you turn off the camera, so we can quite literally just chill, watch some Netflix, and, you know, subscribe to our games. But Withered Foxy and the Puppet don't care and will kill you no matter what. So let's start with the Puppet. So everyone knows that in this game, the Puppet is the only reason you actually need to be on the camera in the first place, and it's to stop this whiny little brat from breaking out and stabbing you in the face. But is it a death sentence if the Puppet breaks out of the box? Well, believe it or not, the Puppet's ability to kill the player isn't a set thing, but actually works on a chance system, which means that there is the very possibility that the Puppet will never ever kill you. Now, once the Puppet escapes, there is a movement path that the Puppet uses to move towards your office, but to be honest, it's a bit weird, and I'm not even sure it's really a known thing, so we're going to move on. All we do know is they have to go through the main hall camera, but what is important to this is that once the Puppet has reached your office, they have a 1 in 10 chance to kill you every second. And this is the number that we're going to be testing for each night to see what the chance of you just being able to sit in the office and not have the Puppet kill you is. We are, you know, continue is that there is actually a chance that the Puppet will just never ever leave the box, but that's actually less likely, so we're going to just ignore that. So first things first, we have to figure out exactly how many seconds are in a FNAF 2 night, and thankfully that's really easy. Five to Freddy's 2 nights last exactly 20 seconds. Then, for each night, we have to figure out how long it actually takes for the Puppet to unwind from the music box, and then we can just go from there. Obviously, there is some wiggle room with these numbers, but here's how long it takes for the Puppet's music box to unwind each night. Night 1, it takes 50 seconds. Night 2, it takes 50 seconds. 3, it takes 33.33 seconds. Night 4, it takes 25 seconds, and on night 5, it takes 20 seconds. So for this video, we will not be looking at night 6 and 7, since we only want to focus on the main game. Plus, once you see the numbers, you're not going to, it doesn't really matter. Let's go over the numbers. Night 1 is interesting, because the Puppet actually cannot start winding down the box until 1 AM for the first hour. So each in-game hour in Five to Freddy's 2 is 70 seconds. So that plus 50 seconds means we can take 120 seconds off 420 seconds, leaving us with only 300 seconds to actually work with. So taking that all into consideration, the chance of the Puppet never ever attacking the player throughout the entire night is 1 in 53 trillion. Oh my god, this is going to f***ing suck. Night 2 is when the puppet just starts unwinding instantaneously, meaning that we only get 370 seconds to work with, which means we have a 1 in 86 quadrillion chance of beating this night without doing anything. We were getting these numbers by night 4 on FNAF 1, and this is only night 2. This is about to get crazy. Night 3 gives us the weirdest time, as we only get 386.67 seconds to work with, giving us a 1 in 530 quadrillion. Jesus Christ, this is going to get terrible. Night 4 gives us 395 seconds to work with, meaning we have a 1 in 1.2 quintillion, which is unreal, but then we got night 5, which only gives us 400 seconds to work with, giving us a disgusting 1 in 6. Having the puppet never ever show up. And remember, this is before we have considered the other wild card in FNAF 2, that being Withered Foxy. And the way he works makes this game go from impossible to not a fucking chance. It's always Foxy, isn't it? It's always Foxy. It's always Foxy. Well, technically. Withered Foxy has 2 stages, and the more complicated stage is his kill stage, which for this challenge, Foxy can never reach. This is because Foxy's kill timer isn't a chance formula, it's a timer. Once Foxy enters the hall, you must flush him or you will eventually die. So we have to hope that Foxy never gets the chance to enter the hall in the first place, which means we have to go back to the booming opportunities. And thankfully, it'll be easier since Withered Foxy only gets 1 every 5 seconds. So this means that a normal night, Withered Foxy will only get a total of 84 movement opportunities. Oh boy, this is going to be interesting. Night 1, he isn't here, so it's just the 1 in 53 trillion chance of the puppet. I mean, that's just rookie numbers, am I right? Like that's not even bad. But night 2 is where we start to get insane. Now, Fox's AR level is a bit weird going up and down for most nights, so I will average it out and do the best I can because otherwise the math is just going to get really confusing. Night 2, Foxy gets an AR level of 1 by 1 AM, meaning we only have to account for 70 movement opportunities. So the chance of Foxy never getting an opportunity to move on 36 chance. Okay, that actually seems reasonable, but this is also just night 2. Night 3, Foxy's AI averages at 3, which means that the chance of Foxy never moving on night 3 is a 1 in 855,000 chance. Okay, that's not unbelievably terrible odds compared to what we had before, but that's still a big number. Night 4 was probably the worst night, since Foxy has an AR level of 7 throughout the entire night. And to save time, we will include night 5 since it's basically the exact same chance. He has a very similar AI. So the chance of Foxy never showing up on nights 4 and 5 is a 1 in 5 quadrillion chance. How are these numbers jumping? Now remember, this is only Foxy. What about hitting both these chances of both the puppet and Withered Foxy without dying a single time? Well, strap yourself in, because you are not ready for this number. The chance of beating FNAF 2's nights while doing absolutely nothing is a 1 in 160 novemdecadillion chance. That's 1 followed by 107 zeros. No, this is not happening. No, I'm done. I mean, technically, it is possible, but it's not going to happen. No. We'll all be dead. We'll all be very, very, very dead when this one ever gets a chance to happen. But now, the very last game that we will be covering in this video, Five Nights at Freddy's 3. So here it is, the final game in the series. Well, I'll tell the original 3 in for this video. And oh boy, does this one get weird. Unlike the previous games, there is only one animatronic that actually matters. Well, technically 2, but not gonna go with that. The man behind the slaughter, the Dead by Daylight killer, the one who always comes back, Mr. Afton. Springtrap being the so it won't be like
I'm
too
back.
long, I'm not going to go into Springtrap's code.
But then the live stream in
really fucking
20 to
complicated.
10 minutes.
All you need to know is this: Springtrap gets a chance to move every second. However, he isn't guaranteed to move until he's reached a bunch of parameters, and basically he just gets more of a chance to move a bunch of other numbers. He gets a chance to move, and once he gets a chance to move, he has 4 potential movement spots he can move to. Either he doesn't move at all, he moves forward, he moves backwards, or if he is able to, he will enter an event. And that's pretty much all you need to know. For the sake of this challenge, it doesn't really matter where Springtrap actually goes, just as long as he doesn't make it through an event connecting to the office, or just makes it to our office just by himself. The only other factor that matters is a little mode called aggressive mode, where Springtrap will have a slightly higher chance to move if any of these following conditions are met. But for the sake of this video, the only 2 that we actually need to focus on are these 2, being idle in the office or ventilation error occurring. And technically there's a third of Phantom Freddy if he ever shows up, which is, we're guaranteed to be jump scared by him. But once Springtrap enters aggressive mode, he moves, but due to a bug in the game's code, it's nothing of concern. Now, the math for this one is a little bit tricky considering Springtrap's movements are a bit weird, but also Corey can move every second throughout the night and can still never make it to the office, so bear with me if I get this wrong, but I'm pretty confident with the numbers. Night 1, you have a 100% chance to beat this game by doing absolutely nothing. That's a given. Night 2, since Springtrap is now in the building, things are going to get interesting. Springtrap's AI is based off the night number, so night 2 he has an AI level of 2. But remember, it isn't like AI out of 20 anymore. It's a timer-based system that gives him a chance to move, so this is going to be interesting. For each night, we have to calculate on average when Springtrap will be allowed to move, since each night he gets an opportunity to move around average around the same time. For night 2, that time is around 10 seconds. And so since the Five Degrees 3 night is 348 seconds, this means that Springtrap will get 34 opportunities to move, and the chance of him never moving throughout the entire night is a 1 in 295 quintillion chance. Which makes you think,
Jerikai, you just said there's a chance for us to beat this game without doing anything. What does this mean?
well, my poor viewer, if you weren't listening, I said, what is the chance of Springtrap never moving? It's how many movements Springtrap is allowed to succeed in. Well, every single one. The only thing is that he doesn't make it to a certain point. He is allowed to make it to our office or enter an event leading to the office, which makes things a bit more possible. With this, Springtrap can't just roll the 1 in 4 chance to progress past the office or event if it ever happens. So with our worst luck we can get, with Springtrap starting in Cam 6 and making it to Cam 2 the fastest he can, but never actually making it, kind of back and forth, we will get a 1 in 3,140 chance. And that's with the worst possible luck. Chances are it's a tad lower, like maybe a 1 in 1,000 chance, or actually it could even be lower than that, I don't even know. Obviously, you were meant to actually do something. So with that, let's move on to the rest of the game, because it's going to get a little bit interesting. Night 3 has Springtrap going to AI level 3, meaning he has a chance to move on average every 8 seconds, meaning on average, with worse luck, a 1 in 56,000 chance to beat FNAF 3's Night 3 by doing absolutely nothing. Night 4, our numbers jump just a bit, meaning that in the worst case scenario, it makes it a 1 in 3.1 million. But remember, this is still just worse luck. However, night 5 things get crazy. On night 5, with the worst luck that you can have without dying, the chance of us beating this night without doing anything is a 1 in 132 million. Which is a large number to be sure, but remember, that's still worse luck. And did you see the games before? But let's now ask ourselves, what is the chance of beating the entirety of FNAF 3 absolutely nothing if you actually just left for an hour? Well, it's a 0 out of 100 chance. It's a 0%. It's actually impossible.
What are you talking about, Jerikai Games? Are you stupid? You just said before FNAF 3 was the only game that might actually be possible. We just did all the math.
Well, FNAF 3 has a little thing called between night cutscenes, meaning that it's basically impossible for us to progress at all without pressing some buttons. So technically, you cannot beat Five Degrees 3 by doing absolutely nothing. Okay, but what if you actually did those cutscenes and just into the main game? Well, for starters, why? But secondly, it would be a 1 in 72 sextillion chance, which is still a crazy number. But with that, we've calculated the chances of beating FNAF 1, FNAF 2, and FNAF 3 by doing absolutely nothing. Or have we? You see, what if there was not just some crazy person for an infinite amount of time who did not only want to beat FNAF 1, FNAF 2, and FNAF 3 by doing nothing, but wanted to do it back to back? Well, my dear viewer, prepare to have your mind blown. FNAF 1 has a 131 undecillion chance to beat nights 1 to 5 by doing nothing. FNAF 2 has a 1 in 160 non-decillion chance to beat nights 1 to 5 by doing nothing. And FNAF 3 has a 1 in 72 sextillion chance to beat nights 1 to 5 by doing absolutely nothing. So, combining all these numbers and calculating the chance to hit it back to back, we get the unbelievably unthinkable, not even real number of 1 in 1.5 quadrigantillion chance, which doesn't even seem like a real number, and I just don't believe it is. But this number is so large, it's actually hard to understand. So let me explain. This is 10, followed by 123 zeros. This number is so large, it's actually bigger than the amount of atoms that we have in our universe.
That's crazy, bro. That's crazy.
All these games back to back is the same chance of you randomly picking the correct atom out of every atom across billions of universes.
Wow, that's crazy, bro. That's
It
crazy.
just proves you might actually have to do something if you want to achieve your goals. If you want to do something in life, you're going to have to work for it. You can't just sit back and hope it happens. Because if you don't do something, it never will.
Say to me quickly, we're about to go crazy. Maybe I'll go live back. Maybe I'll get back on live in a couple days or so, whenever I feel like it. Oh, there's fuck. As always, happy Valentine's Day to everybody in the world. You guys mean the world to me. And yeah, just have a great Valentine's Day. That's it. I'm about to make music. Goodbye.